Dude, it's freezing. Why did you pick today of all days?
It is chilly. Yeah, it is. Subaru telling me that we're doing 3 cars in the next few hours.
Dude, trust me. I told you before. Did you just say Subaru telling me? Like a pun.
Go figure. You're not a fan of car puns.
Golf figure. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. Where's the girl with the Veloster anyway? You said she'd be here by now.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess we must have lost her.
All right, listen, I may have lost the audio for this. I didn't mean to. James told me to find a way to fix it. So what follows is me having to figure out a workaround. I apologize in advance. You're watching Throttle House. I'm Thomas. Here we go. And I'm James. And if you're a subscriber to our channel, you have recently watched us review this brand new GTI Rabbit, a car that is a template for affordable all-round performance. Phew. Okay, so we thought while we had it, we may as well bring out the all-wheel drive WRX 2019 and the 2019 Veloster N. Nailed it!
Okay, the key thing here is that all 3 cars are, as Thomas would say, a boot $1,000 apart. Not something that can be said if we were to have included something like the Civic Type R.
But any competition should be cowering in its performance radials, because today we have this thing. The Veloster N. With a 275 horsepower 2-liter turbo engine and an electronically controlled LSD up front, this car is a performance bargain. Hyundai has pulled out all the stops in this one. Adjustable dampers, improved steering, track-ready brakes, and a wild exhaust. The Veloster N has forced all the current hot hatch manufacturers to give their heads a shake. Kind of like Owen Wilson in Wedding Crashers, it's an unexpected guest, but one that everyone immediately loves. However, it's a lamb among lions, and it's lacking the history and pedigree that today's competitors bring.
Did somebody say pedigree? With its rally senses tingling, the 2019 WRX brings to the table ruggedness, durability, and laughs in the face of winter and its front-wheel drive foes. At 268 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, the WRX packs in a lot for the money and has power enough to make the GTI cower away in the corner, but not quite as much power as the Veloster. However, it has a little friend called all-wheel drive, which, as we're about to find out, comes with some advantages.
While the other two can do performance, none can do all-around livability as well as the GTI. And it's no slouch either. Now with 228 horsepower and a Rabbit badge, the GTI is here to be our benchmark. So the plan today is that James and I will drive the WRX and Veloster N first, then we will both get in the GTI. No time to waste.
All right, let's talk about the engine. It pulls hard, minimal lag, it sounds fantastic, really obvious turbo band as it just kind of goes past 4,000 RPM. You get whumped back into the seat like that. This is a quick car. This is a quick car.
And I'll be honest, it sounds pretty fantastic.
This is 0 to 60 in 5.2 seconds. That's not slow. That's as fast as the WRX, but faster than the GTI.
Okay, 2019 WRX, the same engine as it's had since 2015, 2-litre boxer 4-cylinder with a twin scroll, which means it hits its peak torque at 2,000 RPM, which is nice and low in the rev range. And it feels torquey.
Okay, so everything in the car is completely adjustable. The suspension, the steering, the differential, I'll get to the differential in a second. But I've got the steering in Sport Plus, and honestly, the steering is really, really good in this car. What they did was they moved the electric power steering pump down onto the rack, and that seems to have changed things because it's really, really good. Like, the steering is really good.
So where this car is let down slightly, and I'm honestly really enjoying the engine and the predictability of the turbo, the sound is not perfect, and because the headers are equal length right now, you don't really get that traditional boxer rumble. However, I still like the sound of that little turbo spooling up. And thanks to this extra screen over there, I get to kind of watch my boost and everything in a cool way. But I feel like it's easier actually for the passengers to see that than me.
The downward S, my favorite corner. Really tight on center feel, good weight builds in the corner. I can feel the front tires kind of scrabbling for grip. And since I have a limited slip differential up front, I can stomp the power coming out and it puts it down.
So you can get this car in the CVT, which I don't understand why you would, because you're sacrificing so much for performance. Why wouldn't you get the manual as well? So fortunately today, we have it in the manual, which experiences quite a lot of rev hang, but if you can learn to manage it, you can get used to it. Although I will say the shifter, and there are versions on trims of the current generation WRX where you can get a short shifter. This one doesn't have it, and the shifts are quite long, and it's not as notchy as I would like it to be. It's a bit gooey. I have a feeling that Thomas in that Veloster is saying how nice the shifter is in that.
All right, the transmission is fantastic. It does auto rev match, but I don't care. I turn that off always. The shifts feel so crisp. But unlike the other two, you can only get it in a manual. Oh, and we have a manual handbrake. Handbrake turns in the wintertime. All right, we're in N mode for the twisties. And the upward S. Yeah, okay, so the front end seems to give up just a little bit. It is really cool, but it gives up just a little bit on turn in. But then halfway through the corner, you kind of come off the throttle a little bit and it flattens itself out.
So yeah, if you don't account for the rev hang, the shifting can punish you a bit, especially from that first to second shift. When it comes to the steering, honestly, it feels really good. Turning feels fantastic. I can't fault this at all. Suspension is great. It's really balanced. I got McPherson struts in the front. I got double wishbone in the back. Whatever they've done here, I mean, this is a car that favors performance over comfort for sure, which is more than I can say for that Golf GTI. And I've got to say, like, even though the ride feels a little bit harsher than the Golf, this isn't nearly as harsh as I expected it to be. Perfectly livable, absolutely livable.
Now, the big issue that I found with the Veloster N is that the suspension is too stiff. In anything but comfort mode, there is too much choppiness to the ride. And even in comfort mode, it's not what I would call soft. Thankfully, there is an N custom mode, where you can have everything in N, but then select comfort for the suspension.
However, on a racetrack, which by the way, we're going to put this on a racetrack later in the summer, this would be perfect, because as I turn in, there's no front end lean. I just shoot the front end in like that and it just goes exactly where I point it. But out here, when there's bumps, it's not quite holding on as I want it to.
But the big thing here, and we can't forget, and where this car differs to the other two, is we have all-wheel drive. And even though it doesn't have a limited slip differential in the front, like the other two, or the STI, it does have a full-time all-wheel drive system using a viscous coupling center diff, perfect for those gravel roads. Anyone fancy a rally? And it really does help put the power down. I haven't lost the wheels at any point, which is in the Golf in this weather, every time you floor it in the Golf, the wheels spin, front wheels spin.
All right, in terms of my comfort as a driver, it bang on. Steering wheel telescopes, I can get nice and low. The seats are comfortable, they're wide enough. I have elbow room, I can see. As a driver's car, this is fantastic. So, Veloster N on the road is an absolutely excellent driver's car. But I'm gonna go meet James to talk about the interior, because there's some issues in here. And then after that, I'm gonna jump in the WRX, he's gonna get in this, and then we're gonna look at the Golf.
You can option this with Recaro seats. This one doesn't have them, but I'm perfectly comfortable. The driving position's good. I will say the steering wheel is very adjustable. It tilts and telescopes, which is great. I haven't been able to get the seat any lower than I have it right now, and I feel way too high off the road. So either I'm an idiot and you can get it lower, or this seating position is way too high for my preference. Okay, as for the interior, I'm going to talk about that with Thomas when I see him in a second. So?
Seriously, this car is so good.
Really?
So good.
Does it drive better? In fact, no, don't tell me. I'm going to drive it in a second.
Just wait, honestly.
Okay, what about designs?
Designs, this is the most exciting.
I think it's the prettiest.
It's the prettiest.
That blue.
Like these, whoosh.
Yeah, but that has red accents.
It does. They're in the headlights, which is really cool.
And the WRX doesn't, only when you get to STI trim.
Honestly, the front ends of all these cars look good.
Yeah.
That is the most subtle.
Yeah, I still love the cornflower blue.
This comes in blue too, though.
But not cornflower.
I get it. It's like
I think it's unique in the white. I think if I was to get this, I would get the white.
You get the white?
Yeah, it looks great.
Oh, okay. I think I would get the blue just because it's really
Or
neat.
I'd wrap it something badass.
Yeah, okay. I don't think that's real carbon fiber. Please don't ask
real.
me.
This is real.
That's real.
It's real, yeah. It's Graham strategy.
Graham strategy.
Well, just making the car as light as possible, right? Every way you can.
Trunk, boot, whatever you call it.
Trunk, hatch. That is surprisingly large,
You know what?
isn't
It is actually really big. It looks bigger than this, but I have a feeling that
No, that's bigger.
But because of vertical height and stuff, like this is
And
deeper.
That's got a wider.
This is deeper though.
Yeah.
It's really deep. And this is a sedan. It's not even a hatchback. It's also not open. There we go. It's big though.
That's the biggest.
It's
for sure.
big. It's biggest, but it doesn't. The seats don't fold.
4 exhausts.
4 exhausts.
Although these are meaty.
These are huge.
Yeah.
And these are shiny. 4 meaty, shiny.
There you go.
It's ridiculous. Can we do the interiors?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we do this first?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, so
Very familiar.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. It's not that nice.
It's very basic. You know what it
Very
is?
basic.
It's not that it's not nice. Well, it's kind of not great either. But it's so black. There's not enough color going on.
You're
here.
right.
The Veloster Turbo actually had more flair.
I feel like
on
you're
the
right,
interior.
actually. Yeah, no, this honestly, they could have done with some red, more of this cool blue they use, right?
Yeah, this blue's cool.
It is good. Okay, first of all, steering wheel is fantastic.
Yes.
It is genuinely fantastic.
It looks good. It looks very similar to the Turbo. Maybe it's slightly different.
It is different design. It's thicker.
Yeah.
These 2 buttons here are awesome. So I got my drive
The
mode
shifter
selector
looks
over
so
here.
cool.
It is. We're going to get the shifter in a second, but these drive mode selectors are so good. So like this one right here puts me in N mode right away, or I have an N custom, which means that I can customize what I want out of my N mode.
Nice.
Which
Do you
means-
know what N stands for?
What?
Well, you know on cars you get like S or R.
Are you going to make a joke right now? I'm waiting for
I'm
it.
going to make a joke.
Okay.
It stands for either Nürburgring or the town in Korea where they made this.
That was real information from
Yeah,
James.
it's
That
quite. It's just like a sweet fact. It's like
okay,
sweet.
that is pretty cool. Anyway, the drive modes, there's tons of drive modes, everything's adjustable. The coolest part about this interior is where I look, okay? Steering wheel.
Well, good because it's pretty
gauge
plain
cluster.
from where I'm
It is pretty
sitting.
plain actually over here.
This is fine.
The shifter's really good. The infotainment's really good. This is a standard Hyundai infotainment and it's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Climate control buttons and everything, all that stuff. Heated steering wheel, heated seats.
Nice. None
Right.
of these cars have cooled seats,
I don't think so, no.
but they all have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And these two don't have sunroofs,
Yes.
but the Subaru does.
This is a car you definitely do not want in a sunroof. Lowers the center of gravity, room for a helmet. This is a car that you would actually take to the track. And because
can
of
see
that,
that. I can see
because
that.
of that, you could gloss over the rest of the interior that is very, very basic.
Okay.
All right, should we do?
It seems like you're making excuses, but fine.
I am because it's so
you
good.
can just gloss over it.
wait till you drive it.
All right.
WRX interior.
No.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, it's
All right.
not bad.
Well, we got this carbon fiber in here.
Yeah.
It's faux carbon fiber, but it
Okay.
actually looks pretty good.
It's a bit shiny.
It's shiny.
I like the second screen actually. That's really
This
nice.
is cool. This is an LCD screen,
Yes.
and it shows your boost pressures and outputs and stuff.
And I can adjust it with this little button, I think, right?
Yeah, and look how quick that is.
That is really fast, and
Right?
that's a cool looking screen. I do like that one right there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Infotainment, how is it?
The infotainment is fine. I think this is the bigger screen now.
Okay.
This is not, because this is not the base. The
Right.
base has a smaller screen.
Yeah, okay.
It's fine. It has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and
It
this
gets the job
and the
done.
only thing that's new for 2019 is it has this special Smart Sense funky word branded thing that can do.
I don't care. Steering
Yeah.
wheel. Yeah.
Steering wheel's good. Perfect shape, flat bottom, feels sporty like the GTI.
Yeah.
Red stitching
Yeah.
like the GTI.
Gauge cluster looks pretty cool too, actually.
I tell you, the numbers are small,
They're too small.
but you can put your speed digitally, so
Okay.
it doesn't
so
really
it's fine,
matter.
I guess,
yeah.
All right, actually get in the back seats because they're actually pretty big in this car from
All
what
right.
I remember. Right, they're not bad. And you got like a little cup for your head.
Oh yeah, this feels very spacious.
Yeah. No, it's honestly good. The Veloster,
Very comfortable.
The Veloster is way tighter than this.
This is my driving position in front of me. I got tons of legroom.
There you go.
All right,
I mean, otherwise, it's got all the stuff. You have a sunroof in this one.
there you go. See,
Yeah.
you can sunbathe.
In Canada, in winter, it's minus 15.
Any brightness we can get, we'll take it.
Pretty much.
But yeah, other than that, it still has. I mean,
Seats are
actually,
good.
these are soft. The
Yeah.
materials in the Veloster are very hard.
The doors
and
are
plasticky.
soft. Yeah, this a little bit
Yeah.
higher end in here than the
Yeah,
Veloster.
which is not hard.
This is true. But
But I know what you say. The Veloster, the way it drives, it makes up for it. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
what I was going to say was Golf.
Oh, the Golf destroys the other two easily.
Yes. Let's go look.
Okay.
This is better.
Yeah. So one thing to note is we have done a more in-depth version of this in our Golf GTI Rabbit on its own review.
Yeah, so go watch that one if you want a little more details. But what you do need to know is
Yeah.
that the fit and the finish and the quality is far superior.
It's just class here.
It is. They're like just like the right amount of brushed chrome in the right spots. Too much piano black.
Too much piano black.
The steering wheel is nicer. It feels higher quality. The buttons are a little bit nicer.
Red stitching, flat bottom steering wheel.
Yeah, like it's got.
Yeah, and the sound systems in these are sick as well. This has the Fender sound system. The WRX we were just in has the Harman Kardon upgrade.
Which is good. Which is good.
Yeah, all excellent.
Honestly, like they all have good interiors, but the Veloster is the worst interior.
By far.
By far.
Yeah.
This is the best interior by far.
Also, we've tested the space in this. The back is comfortable.
It is, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And as far as space in the rear of the Veloster goes, here's a video of me getting in and out of that. It's not bad.
Not enough headroom, but...
And there's 3 doors, which is very cool.
Is it?
It is cool. It is cool.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
It's, you know what? I'm not going to poop on it because it's a cool, unique thing and it has an identity.
See? Character.
But then this has cornflower blue exterior, which is awesome.
Okay, whatever. You need to go drive that car right now.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. Okay, the Veloster N. It feels nice and small in here. I like the compactness. The steering is heavier. The sound is better. So I have it in N Custom at the moment. So basically everything's in sport apart from the suspension because Thomas kept telling me about how harsh it was. So.
All right. In the WRX, oh yeah, rev hang and clutch is weird. The clutch feels good, but the bite point's really way too far out. Okay, James was right. The driving position is too high.
Oh, those shift lights are cool. And the pops are cool. I think this has a lot more character already than the WRX. I wanted to like the WRX more. This is better. But it's front wheel drive and WRX is a winter machine. And we live in Canada, so.
All right, we're on some corners. All-wheel drive helps, obviously putting the power down will cause some understeer, but steering feels okay. It's pretty direct. It's much, much lighter though than the Veloster N, and it doesn't have nearly the same level of feel.
Yeah, I feel so much, it's a sportier feeling. I'm finding it hard to put into words, but it just feels sporty. I feel like I'm on a little mini racetrack everywhere I go. And a lot of that is to do with the size of the car and how low I feel, but that's just stuff that I love.
All right, what's the power like though? Still good. It doesn't feel as fast as the Veloster N, that's for sure, but it's still quick. This is not a slow car. I like how quickly the torque comes on.
Oh, it's so planted. I love this car. As an Englishman, I'm a big fan of hot hatchbacks, and this is smaller than I would normally go for, but it's great. It's great. And I live around Toronto, this would be great. Okay, pull. Okay, definitely doesn't put the power down as confidently as the WRX does, but it does feel just as fast, if not faster.
Oh yeah, and now I can shift. That rev hang is appalling. Absolutely inexcusably bad, but someone in the comments is going to tell me that you get a JB whatever tune and you can get rid of the rev hang, which is true. You can do that, and you should. But I complained about the ride in the Veloster, and that's not really an issue with this. It's fine, it's good. However, on a winter's day when there's snow on the ground, out of all 3 cars, this is the one that you're going to want because it's just going to absolutely tractor its way from A to B.
God, this car's fun. This is a little fun ball of car. We drove the Veloster Turbo recently and I did not have a smile on my face as much as I do driving this. So the ride is harsh, but I actually think it is just borderline livable, and it's sporty and fun enough that I would sacrifice that to live with this. You know, it's not so bad. You're not in a wood-wheeled wagon. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, I gotta go drive the Golf before I go home in one of these.
All right, we're in the GTI. First though, how was the Veloster?
It's rubbish.
I know.
Honestly, it blew me away.
I know. It's such a good car.
It's so good.
It really is.
It's fast, it pops, it's got character, it feels compact, it feels tight, the seats are comfortable. I could go on, so I'm not going to.
The steering is so good.
Steering is heavy, accurate.
So many things that are good about it. But let's talk about the GTI now because we're in it.
Okay.
Okay, less power.
228 horsepower versus the other ones. The WRX has 268. And
Yes,
yeah,
front-wheel drive
275.
does have the diff now. This year, the Rabbit has the diff.
Yeah,
all the GTIs have the diff.
All GTIs have LSD, and
Which is fantastic.
adaptive lights, and
Yep, and at least in Canada, in the middle trim, the Rabbit trim, we get the adjustable dampers and all of the adjustable stuff,
yeah,
right?
the US doesn't get it. And also in the US, they're only making 3,000 of these. Canada, it's unlimited.
Unlimited. Blue Rabbit. Okay, why is this so good? Why did we bring this out?
It's gonna be a long train, isn't it? There it is. Okay, there's a train going past. So, fun riddle. What has a face and no legs, but it has arms?
Is it a Golf Rabbit?
No, it's a clock. That's Tiny Train.
It's good, yeah.
Lose a small train. Okay, launch mode.
Okay, this has less horsepower,
Yes,
not as quick. Why did we bring this out today?
because it is the marker for what a hot hatch should be.
Yes, it is the basic front-wheel drive, perfect little hot hatch that does everything really, really well.
Yes.
Does it do performance as well as the Veloster N?
No.
Not even close. Does it do performance as well as the WRX?
No.
No?
It doesn't. No.
You're right, I guess.
WRX 268 horsepower. It's like a second faster to 60.
Yeah, but
all-wheel drive. It puts the power
I know.
down.
On dry roads, though, this feels as fun as a WRX.
It feels as fun. Yeah, I
Yeah.
was surprised. I didn't have as much fun in the WRX as I thought I was going to.
If this was a snow-covered road, we would totally be changing our tune.
Oh yeah.
The WRX would dominate.
It also looks the part.
Yes,
WRX for snow.
It does. It's definitely a WRX, and it is still that.
Yeah.
We do want you to refresh it, though, Subaru. Please, anytime now.
Yeah, that was the issue. 2019 car. The WRX is the only one that didn't feel like a 2019 car.
Yeah,
it's,
absolutely.
Because it's from 2015.
Yes.
This is not a 2019 new car, but it feels
But
newer.
it feels new.
Yeah,
If
well-
it had that digital dash, it would feel 2019, 100%.
Yes. Yeah.
Which you can get in Europe, but not in Canada. All right, GTI. It does a good job. This is a DSG, and it actually shifts pretty quickly.
Yeah, the power delivery is great in this.
It's honestly good. I mean, this is a really, really excellent car for just driving every day.
Yeah, the steering's adjustable. It feels,
Yes.
it gets heavy enough.
Honestly, in the ride is more comfortable in this.
Yes, this is
This is the softest ride out of all of them.
well, even in its sporty setting, it's softer than the softest of the other two.
Yes, it is.
And yet still compliant and confident and
keeps
yeah.
flat in the corners,
Yeah.
and it's well controlled. This is a more dialed in feeling car.
This is just the best all-rounder.
You can tell that Volkswagen has been doing this car for a long time.
Yes.
Because they've just got it absolutely done.
But I'm also looking forward to the update on this in 2020.
Yes, please. I would like to
In
drive
fact,
that.
no, I think it's like the end of this year.
Yeah, no, hopefully we can come to that. Volkswagen, please invite us. Okay, the one thing that the GTI does way, way better than the rest of them is just everyday living. Like, the steering isn't annoying, the ride isn't annoying. I know that you're not listening to me right now because you're just in the corners.
No, I was. You said something about steering and
Yeah, which is good, yes.
I'm enjoying this.
Yeah. No, this is honestly a good car, and you would not be making the wrong choice to buy this one. However, which one would you buy out of these three?
Oh, it's tough because
Which one would you buy?
do I get to keep my Miata?
Okay, scenario A, you do not have a Miata.
Well, then I'd need something that's fun, and I'd get the Veloster. If I can keep the Miata,
Yep.
I'd take this.
Correct answer, sir. You pass.
Yeah.
That's what me too.
Yeah.
If I didn't have any other cars, Veloster N. But since I have a track car, a Miata, you have a Miata,
Yeah.
this is the one, right?
Yeah, it's just,
I don't even know the WRX with the snow and the all-wheel drive. It's so hard.
I'm just in denial about the snow. So
Sorry. Right now, there's no snow on the road, so I'd take the GTI. But there's our choice. If we didn't have any other fun cars for the weekend, I think I would take the Veloster N.
yeah,
It just does everything well enough that it pays off.
and it does pops
So many pops.
Yeah.
On the upshift too.
on upshift.
It's so good.
And you can spin the wheels at the top of the rev range in second gear.
It feels frantic. There's torque steer. It feels exciting. It has character.
Yeah.
This feels so much more subdued, so much more sophisticated. But if that's not what you're going for, then Veloster N, right?
Yeah, 100%. So, 3 cars, 3 personalities. The good news is they all crush in their intended purposes. But which would you choose? Leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you can watch more Versus videos and soon track videos.